Alright, the example for today is we want to find the area of the region between the graphs of, and we have our f of x being 3x to the third minus x squared minus 10x, and our g of x being negative x squared plus 2x. So I already have the two equations in my y equals screen. I already set up a window so I can nicely see what's relevant to this particular problem, and we get a graph that ends up looking like this. So one of them has this basic shape to it like that. That's the cubic, which is this guy right here. And then the other one has a basic shape of doing this here. That one I did in black for this video. So something that happens with this problem that hasn't happened too often, if at all, with the ones we've done so far, is we end up getting two regions bounded by the two curves. And then the second thing that's going on here is what's the top curve, what's the bottom curve changes for each one of those regions. So for this region on the left, the top curve is the cubic and the bottom curve is the quadratic. And then for this region in here, the top is the quadratic and the bottom is the cubic. So we have a little bit more going on here than we've had happen in the previous problems. Well, one of the things we need to find is where do we have our points of intersection here. So I'm going to find this one here, the one on the furthest left. Second, above trace to get it to Calc menu, the intersect option, and we get -2, -8 for that point of intersection. This one appears to cross at 0, 0, and if you check it, it actually does. And this one appears to cross at 2, 0. And if you check it, it does. So those are our 3 points of intersection. Alright, so what we need to do is find each area. So to get this one right here, we're going to be integrating that from x values of -2 to 0. And we need the top curve minus bottom curve, so it's the cubic minus the quadratic. So as I have them in my calculator, the cubic is the y1 and the quadratic is the y2. And then we need to add that to the other area. So for this one, we're integrating from x values of 0 to 2. And for this region, the top curve is the quadratic, which is the g of x, where I have it in my calculator, the y2. And that's also with respect to x. So going through those keystrokes, I quit out of the graph screen to get to the home screen. Math. Set up our first integral. That's going from -2 to 0. And that is going to be y1 minus y2 with respect to x. And then that gets added to our second integral, which goes from 0 to 2. And that one is y2 minus y1. Also with respect to x. And we get an area of 24 for that.